Hello everyone, welcome to another tutorial. This time we're gonna install OnCloud on a Debian server. As you can see, I'm already logged in to my server through PowerShell. So today I'm gonna paste some comments. I'm not gonna just type all of them. So it will be a little bit faster, and after the installation we're gonna proceed with the configuration of OnCloud. I'm gonna show you how you can configure it, or what stuff you could actually install on OnCloud, and then we will make an attempt to actually also configure some security stuff regarding OnCloud. Okay, so let's start first with, of course, what we're gonna need is LAMP stack. I'm gonna need to install that. We need to install Apache and Maria database, MariaDB. So we're gonna use apt install Apache 2 and Maria database server.y. So it won't ask us for any confirmation during the install. After this is done, next step is going to be installing PHP and other required modules. So since there is quite a lot of them, you need to be mindful that you need all of them for everything to work properly. So let's just wait, it's finishing. Alright, next thing I'm gonna install. It's apt install PHP, so we're installing PHP, lib apache 2 mod PHP, and all the required libraries for PHP and modules. So MySQL, curl, JSON, and so on and so on. -y again, so we won't have to confirm anything. So OnCloud is not included by default on the Debian 11 repository. So it maintains its own repository for different kind of Linux distributions. And if you would like to check the current available repository for your distribution, you should actually visit OpenSUSE.org, where you can choose your Linux distribution. I'm gonna open the website in a moment and show you. So basically this is the website. You can choose like different distributions depending on which one you're using. I'm using Debian, so I chose Debian. We have like Debian 9, Debian 11, Debian 10, so I'm gonna be interested in Debian 11, of course. But before actually installing the GPG key and the repository and adding the repositories, we will need to install this GNU PG2. Yeah, that's gonna be required as well. So let's install, and after that we can actually now proceed. We can now proceed with the installation of our GPG key for the repository and adding the repository. So let's take this one because I'm interested in Debian 11. So this is going to be the repository. Let's see if everything's fine. We of course need to take sudo out because I'm a root user, so I don't need sudo here. And okay, seems fine. The repository has been added. Now let's add the GPG key for signing. Again, the same thing, just check if there is any sudo entries if you're on your root. There is one here, so let's take it out. Okay, adding the GPG key. Now we need to do apt update, of course. And everything is fine, it's reading from the openSUSE.org repository. There are no errors here, so that's good. Means the installation is going to be pulled without any problems. And of course, at the end, we have apt install OwnCloud complete files. The complete installation of OwnCloud. And there we go. Resolving the name, and it's gonna start to download. So I'm gonna pause it for now, because as you can see, we have a quite crappy internet here, so it's gonna take a moment. I'm gonna resume while the installation is finished. Okay. Okay, so installation is done, and the majority of the files for OwnCloud are placed in var www/OwnCloud. So let's go there. So I'm gonna show you. This is where majority of it of all of the stuff regarding OwnCloud is. So we have our Chrome, PHP, index.html, .htaccess, which is also quite important here. We have the config, we have the data. Probably here in the data there will be like files and backups, maybe stuff like that. DB structure, XML, of course, we have here. Settings, status, PHP, OCC. I don't remember what OCC was. Let's check what was in the OCC. Not a directory. Okay, so I guess maybe probably it was opened by Nano. Let's check. Nothing here. Maybe I just remembered something else. Well, either way, now after all of this, we need to configure Apache for our OwnCloud as the next step. So we'll have to create an OwnCloud Apache configuration for Apache Web Server. So we'll need to actually go right now to Etsy Apache 2 sites available, and there we will create our OwnCloud config. So there we go. For now we have like 00-default.conf, which is like default config for Apache. We'll need to disable that. We're gonna create here our own configuration. So to do it, you will need to paste okay, just a second here. Right, I'm gonna clear everything, and that's the actual command that you're gonna need to paste. Maybe EOL at the end, because I think it's gonna be missed. So basically we are gonna use cat, we're gonna go to this directory, so our etc apache 2 sites available, we're gonna create oncloud.conf and we're gonna put inside the oncloud.conf all of those things that you can see here between directory quotes. Okay, so let's see. Now let's open this with nano of course. So as you can see, the configuration has been created. Here we have the alias and everything regarding the directory has been added here. Okay, so this is done. Let's just change right now and clear the screen again. So after this we need to enable OnCloud site via Apache. So for this we're gonna use this command ln-s then etc apache 2 sites available on cloud.conf, so using the oncloud.conf file, and then etc apache 2 sites enabled, and this is done. Next we need to disable the apache site as I said, so this 000-default.conf that was present in the etc apache 2 sites available. So we're gonna disable this. Okay, so we need to reload, of course. So I'm just gonna copy that. Okay, once again, there you go, reload. Now we need to enable additional recommended Apache modules. So next thing we'll need to do is enabling those Apache modules. So a2 enmod rewrite mine unique ID. Okay. Okay, so here again we need to, of course, this time we need to restart the Apache service. So let's restart the Apache service. We can also check if everything's running well with status. So everything is fine. Okay. Now we can verify our Apache configuration syntax for any errors. So for that we're gonna use Apache ctl-t. As you can see, we have could not reliably determine the server's full qualified domain name using, so that's the local host. Set the name server directive globally to suppress this message. So probably in this config file we need to set the server name because it uses the default local host. Okay, but doesn't matter for now, the syntax is okay, that's most important. So at the end we're gonna once again we're gonna restart our Apache service once again. Okay, we have it done. So now we need to create OnCloud database and user, of course. That's one of the main things, the most important things. So we're gonna run the MySQL secure installation script to set root password, disable a remote root login, and remove test databases. So for this we're gonna use MySQL _secure installation. Here we need to put our root password. And now switch to unique socket authentication. No, thanks. Change the root password. No, thanks. Remove anonymous users. Yes. Disallow root login remotely. No. Remove test databases and access to it. Yeah. Reload privilege tables now. Yes. Okay, so this is done. After this we will need to log into MariaDB database server and create OnCloud database and database user. So I'm gonna do MySQL. Okay. Now we'll need to actually enable password authentication and then login. For this we're gonna use MySQL -u root -p. Okay, and now we're gonna of course execute the command to create an OwnCloud database, which is gonna be called just OwnCloudDB, and I think the easiest one. Okay, so let's do it here because I always forget about it. So create database OwnCloudDB. We see if it takes the capital letters, takes it well. Okay, fine. Well, now we're gonna do another command. We're gonna grant the privileges to OwnCloudDB, so to the database, and we're gonna grant those privileges for user and a specific database password, which I'm gonna of course change because you can change that. So it's not gonna be OC admin. For me, it's gonna be only admin. Change it as you wish, and the password is gonna be something else. Let's say something like this. Okay, we got that set. Now we need to flash the privileges, and at the end, of course, we work with the SQL. Okay, so at this moment we have our database setup. We have our user for the database. We have our database password as well. So the only thing that remains is to log into our OwnCloud online through the web browser. So let's open our browser. Maybe actually I will try to open it in we'll see in a moment. I will try to open it in Firefox. To be honest, doesn't matter which browser you use, but I'm just gonna this time open it in the Firefox. I wanted to open it in Edge, but I guess my Edge doesn't want to work with me. Need to probably scratch it. Okay, so let's open it using, of course, HTTP because it's unsecure. And now we need to actually use the IP address of our server. So in my case, it's gonna be right. Okay, so we will need to do it once again. HTTP. So open the address like that. Okay. Okay, so we got our OwnCloud ready. I'm gonna just resize it a little bit. Okay, so basically, as you can see here, the first two things are for creating a new user, so new administrative user here. Here you have like the main catalog where the database is going to be stored and the stuff from the database is stored. So it's var www oncloud /data. You can change that if you would like to. And here is the main configuration of your database. So here you need to put your database user, so the one that I actually specified here, which was admin. Then of course the password, which I specified here, Next, the name of the database, which is of course specified here on Cloud DB, create database, so that's the database name. And of course, computers database, I'm gonna leave it on local host for now. Okay, so let's create, maybe I'm gonna create something like this. Okay. Maybe something a little bit different. Yeah. Okay. Database. So database users, which is admin, and the name of the database, of course. So okay, so we got this specified, this as well. Okay, sorry about that, because I for a moment lost my internet connection when it was actually trying to reach. I'm just gonna see if I got pings going out. Yeah, fortunately they are holding. Got a little shortage. So maybe I will enter this once again. Okay, so basically everything is created right now. I can log in with my user here. No thanks. Despite my short internet problem. There we go, we have our own cloud setup. So okay. So we have like here all the settings. Here we have our users tab where we can actually add users. I have only one user at this time, this one, which is the administrative user. It's very easy to create users here. You just add the name of the user, you choose the group, which is like admin group, but I can add another group which is gonna be just user, and it's gonna be user group. I'm gonna he wants an email address, so I'm gonna just give some bogus address. And there we go, we have another user which is in user group. We can of course limit the amount of gigs for the user, so let's say 1 gig for this user only. For me it's gonna be like unlimited. So basically creating users is very easy. Changing groups is here. Yeah. Okay, so going back to our own cloud, let's go to our settings tab, because this is the main thing. So we are here in our settings tab. Let's go to actually this setting. And as you can see, we have some issues here that we need to resolve after installation of OwnCloud. So first of all, transactional file locking should be configured to use memory-based locking. So this transactional file locking needs to be configured. We recommend to enable system cron, so that's the second thing that needs to be done, which we're gonna do that as well. He has some anti-integrity problems with some kind of files. He wants something from the .occ.swap file. Doesn't like this, I guess. A result core .occ.swap, yeah. So he doesn't like something about this file. Doesn't go through the verification. And of course we need to change because we are using HTTP, and they recommend that we change it to HTTPS. Okay, so that's how it is. I'm gonna see if actually I can these are the applications. I just wanted to check cron logs, manual file locking. Okay, storage. What's the additions? Let's see the additions. Not much here in the additions. Of course, we have the market where we can download all the necessary stuff. But we're gonna do it afterwards first. Okay, let's go back here. And let's start gradually with all of the errors that we have. So first, transactional file locking. Okay, so let's open our SSH connection. Alright, first thing we need to do, we'll need to install a Redis server with the PHP. So let's go to it. It's gonna be apt install Redis server PHP Redis. I think I'm gonna just change the language, so it's gonna be more pleasant this way. You can see all the things in English. So this is our transactional file locking error. We're gonna dispose of this one first. Okay, so we have our server set up. Now we need to open the config file. So we're gonna do nano etc redis.conf, and here we will search for append only. I'm gonna change this to yes. After this we need to restart the Redis server. Next we're gonna use a systemctl, and we're gonna add one additional thing. So we're gonna do systemctl vm dot overcommit underscore memory equals 1. After this we're gonna open the systemctl config file. So nano etc systemctl.conf, and here at the end of the file we need to add those spaces, add another line, and here we're gonna insert again the same thing. So as you can see, vm.overcommit underline memory equals 1. And let's save the changes. Okay, after all of this, we need to now configure our PHP. So we're gonna go to nano var www oncloud config.php. So the main config.php file. in here under config, under this, you'll need to put an additional line, and we will copy. So file locking enabled for true, memcache.local and memcache.locking, and of course the Redis. So that's like our connection to the Redis server, host, localhost port, the name of the port. So this is how config.php should look. Now we need to save the changes. We need to restart Apache. And what's gonna happen now? There's gonna be another error displayed here. I'm just gonna show you. This is the error. Basically, what it asks, it wants a PHP module installed. So we can do apt install PHP 7.4 APCU. Install this module. Now we're gonna edit the PHP ini file. So now let's see PHP 7.4 CLI php.ini. I'm gonna edit this. I'm gonna go until at the end of the configuration file. We're gonna add another line where we're gonna add the apc.enable underscore CLI equals 1. And after all of this, we can actually restart the Apache. So let's restart the website and log in. And as you can see, the error is gone. The second error says about cron, because we have not configured any cron jobs regarding backup for our own cloud. So basically, to get rid of this warning, all you need to do is just to click cron here. So you're basically saying to the system that you're gonna use cron. The IO, of course, I highly recommend doing a cron job backup. So now when we do refresh, the warning should disappear, and there we go, we have no more warning about cron. Okay, next thing we have on our list is integrity check. As you can see, in my case there is .occ.swp that didn't pass the integrity check. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to find the resolution to this problem, so I'm just gonna show you the way to overcome it, so it won't be actually displayed, because there is quite a lot of different integrity checks you can get, or errors about integrity checks. There's quite a lot about this on the internet. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna open our config.php file. In here, under the update checker, I'm gonna add additional line, and I'm gonna add integrity check line, which is gonna be integrity check disabled equals true. let's restart Apache. And now, after we press rescan, the error is gone. Okay, so last and also quite important thing is HTTPS. So here our warning says that we are using HTTP. They strongly suggest using HTTPS. So let's configure this for our own cloud. So first we need to start with A2 enmod SSL. We need to restart Apache after that. Next we're gonna make a directory. We're gonna make a directory in etc apache2, which is gonna be SSL. So we're gonna create the directory, and now we're gonna create a certificate. So self-signed certificate. So we're gonna use OpenSSL, and the certificate is gonna be located in etc apache2 SSL on cloud.key. And there's gonna be oncloud.cert, so the certificate. So both of those files are gonna be located in the SSL folder. That's why we made this. Okay, so here you can press enter, enter again, enter, 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 and here common name you need to put your either host name or IP address of the server that you're hosting on cloud on. So in my case is this. Email address is not needed. What we need to do now is we need to open etc apache2 sites available default SSL-conf, and here under the server admin we need to add server name and add the port of HTTPS. So we have server name, address of the server, and the port that is going to be used, so HTTPS port. Let's change the settings. I'm gonna open it once again. Now we need to go down a little bit, locate SSL certificate file and SSL certificate key file. Here we need to actually take this bogus snake oil pen. We're gonna change the directory of this and this. Okay. Here it's gonna be Apache 2 SSL, of course. So here's the certificate. And here's the key. After that we need to save. Let's restart Apache. What we need to do next is gonna be E2 EN site default SSL. After this we're gonna reload Apache. And restart the service once again. So we have configured HTTPS. I'm gonna just log out of here. That's the first thing. Second thing, I'm just gonna delete all the cookies, so the website doesn't remember anything. Let's open a fresh site. Now let's do HTTPS and the name IP address of the server. Yes, because I'm using Bitdefender, so he's asking if he can actually allow the connection. Yes, you can allow the connection. As you can see, we have the padlock. Everything is secured, so you secured it with your self-signed certificate, but still after logging in, when you log into the OwnCloud, if you open settings and general, you can see that despite this padlock, we still have strict transport security header problem. We need to set this one up. So let's go back here. What we need to open is located in Etsy Apache 2 sites available default.ssl.conf. And now under the server name, so here we need to make another line. And here we're gonna insert header always add strict transport security max age, the same number that you have specified here. Include subdomains preload. Now let's save it. After that we need to update the headers. So en2 a2 enmod headers. And let's restart the Apache service. And let's refresh. As you can see, everything is fixed. So we managed to fix all the security issues. Of course, like I said, if it goes to integrity, we basically disable the integrity scan. That doesn't mean that you have passed the integrity scan. So, and like I said, if it goes to cron jobs, specify some cron jobs for backup, or you can always use something from the market regarding backups. But I think I will also do another video about OwnCloud, maybe something more about securing your own cloud, and maybe some stuff from the market that you can actually add and configure. Okay, so I think that's gonna be it for the video. Like, subscribe, and of course, if you feel like helping out the channel, you can always check out my Patreon. Okay, so that's it for OwnCloud for Debian 11. I will see you soon in the next video. See ya.